Yes guys, before we get going in today's video, I know I probably look like a drowned rat. It is because it is 6 AM here in the UK. I've just stayed up for about 3 and a bit hours watching Wrexham play LA Galaxy second team, and I can confirm we have won our first ever game on US soil, beating LA Galaxy DOS 4-0. So yeah, like I said, I have been up since 3 AM. I think I went to bed at about 2ish, just gone 2, so I've had 1 hour of sleep. So yeah, that's why I do look very tired. I'm straight to bed after this. It's around 6 AM now, but that will not stop the match reviews. Can I say as well, before we get any further in today's video, can you please click the red subscribe button down below, as we are on the way to 19,000 subscribers. The goal is to hit it before the start of the 23-24 season, which is less than 2 weeks away. So we're very close, we're very close. So if you could get down there, and if you're new watching this video, then make sure to get down there and click the red subscribe button, and make sure to drop a like on today's video, and let me know in the comment section down below, were you watching this game and what did you think of it, and who was your man of the match? So like I said, Wrexham have beat LA Galaxy DOS 4-0 with 4 second half goals. I mean, first half, just getting straight into it, first half I thought it was a very end-to-end game. I also thought in the opening 10 minutes or so, LA Galaxy really controlled the ball and had the majority of the possession, and if I'm being honest, watching those first 10 minutes, I was surprised at the level that they were at. Obviously, if you might have seen my tweet on Twitter, I did say that I think I sort of underestimated them going into today's game, and I thought they would look really sharp in possession, considering they are second off bottom in the MLS Next Pro Western Conference. Yeah, I thought they looked really good in the ball. Wrexham had a few chances, but if I'm being honest, I'd say LA Galaxy definitely had the better chances in the first half. But we can't forget that disallowed goal for Wrexham, which, I mean, if you're looking at the still frame, it was very close. Marginally, it might have been offside, but from where we were looking at, it definitely looked onside. Some nice fluid attacking play. Elliot Lee finished it off after that first touch off his chest. But yeah, that goal was ruled out, and I mean, the first half there was nothing really much in it. But one thing to take out of it as well, I think Tom O'Connor is going to be one of our key players going into this League 2 season. The way how he dictated that ball in the midfield was incredible. I thought he was one of the best players in that first half. You know, his passing, his vision, his awareness, just everything about him was really good in that first half, and I thought he was probably our best player going into that second half. Like I said, he was spraying the ball around the pitch really well, pulling off some really good passes and really creating chances in the attacking phase with those killer passes, whether it be down the line to Mendy or Barnett, or whether he found that player that was dropping short for him in either Mullin, Palmer or Lee. You know, he was getting the passes off, and yeah, like I said, I think he was definitely our best player in the first half. And another thing to note, again, I put it in my tweet over on Twitter, I said the chemistry that we do have up front is absolutely incredible. You know, they all seem to get each other really well, definitely on the pitch. You know, Elliot Lee and Mullin, that combination is deadly. I think they work really well together, and obviously Palmer fits in really nicely up top, and it doesn't even matter who you do have up front, whether it be Dolby, whether it be Palmer, whether it either be Billy Waters. I'm sure he'd work really well in that front too, but they just seem to really form a great partnership on the field, and I can see why all three of them were deadly last season. You know, the chemistry we have up front is absolutely incredible, and that really showed in the first half. Although we didn't score a goal, I think we did really well up front, and again made some really good chances. And like, I go back to the Chelsea game that we unfortunately lost 5-0 the other day, I did say the way how we were passing the ball around in that Chelsea game against a team of, I don't know, £100 million players that were in the squad was really impressive. And I think the one-touch football, whether that be down to the fact that they couldn't take more than one touch, but when they started playing some one-touch, two-touch football, really nice combinations as well adding into that, I think we looked really good on the ball, and it's really good to show how good we really are in possession and under pressure as well against a Chelsea team who did have a high press. And you could sort of say that LA Galaxy DOS didn't really press us obviously as much as Chelsea did, but we made some really nice combinations tonight and some really good two-touch combinations on the ball, and our passing in possession, it looked promising. The only thing to note though that was sort of a negative in the first half was obviously when we were getting caught on the counter-attack. I think it was the youth of LA Galaxy that was really hitting us. They were so fast, and obviously when you've got a defence consisting of Tozer and Will Boyle, that's taking nothing away from them. I mean, they're not in their youth like these LA Galaxy players were. You know, they were really fast, tricky with the ball, and at times they were hurting us, which obviously led to a couple of chances for LA Galaxy. Ben Foster pulling off a really good first half save. But yeah, they were really quick on the counter-attack. It sort of hurt us a bit, but obviously it didn't lead to any goals, which obviously is the main thing. But yeah, that's another thing to note. LA Galaxy really quick going forward. And we're just going to be watching back now on our 4 second half goals. That is right, we scored 4 goals in the second half, coming through Andy Cannon, Elliot Lee, Paul Mullin, albeit a scrappy one, and substitute Anthony Forde. We're going to just be having a look at them and reviewing them. So for the first goal, you can see that Paul Mullin does pick it up. He cuts inside, and then Paul Mullin, being the player he is, slots through Andy Cannon really well. And to be fair to Cannon, it's a good finish. Was the keeper a bit slow to come off his line? That could be questioned, but Cannon, for a player who hasn't scored a goal for the club of yet since signing in December 2022, it's a very well taken finish into the bottom corner. That's a goal you'd expect to see a striker score. But yeah, it's great to see Cannon score his first goal for Wrexham, and most importantly, our first goal on American soil. And yeah, it's the moment that we have been waiting for, whether you're a Wrexham fan living abroad, in America, in Canada, in Wales, in England, you name it. It was such a great moment for the club, and I think one that will definitely go down in history, as obviously because everything that's happened with the club. And we have officially scored our first goal in the USA against one of the giants in American football, LA Galaxy, although it is their second team though. And the second goal, the commentator described it as some Hollywood stardust from Wrexham FC. Obviously, it starts with Elliot Lee, who sprays the ball out wide to Mendy, who then passes it in, and Mullin again involved in the goal. A lovely flick back to Elliot Lee, who obviously started the goal, and Elliot Lee slots it away. I mean, Paul Mullin, it's just these tricky things that makes him the player he is. Obviously his strength, his dribbling's criminally underrated as well. I think dribbling is a main part of his game that he's massively improved on since joining the club, and obviously his lethalness in front of goal. It's even the parts where he just has those small involvements in the goals, which obviously does make him the player he is, as I've already said. But that cut back to Elliot Lee, incredible. Did well to hold off the defender, pass it back to Lee, who again, what a finish from Lee, guides it into that bottom corner. And that was to make it 2-0. And moving on to the third one, I mean, I'm sure he won't be all too happy with this one. It's a scrappy one, but they all count. It's his first goal in America. I mean, it's a chip ball over from Cannon. Really nice ball to Elliot Lee, who had made that run. Lee fizzes it across goal. It takes a small deflection, and obviously Paul Mullin, it comes off him. I'd say he's lying on the goal line much, but yeah, he gets it in the back of the net. Eventually, 3-0 to Wrexham, that is, and Paul Mullin does get his first goal for Wrexham in the USA. And the fourth one, a personal favourite of mine, obviously the throw-in from Davis, and Dalby to obviously hold off the defender's spin and get the shot away with his left foot. And in all fairness to the goalkeeper, it's a great save, but there he is, the Irishman, Anthony Forde, following up, rifling it into the back of the net to make it 4-0 to Wrexham. That was the icing on the cake. 4 goals in the second half against LA Galaxy's second team. What more could we want, and what a spectacle it must have been for all those people in attendance. Although it's a friendly match, I'm still going to be giving my man of the match, and today I think it can only go to one man. It sounds cliche, you might think, oh, you're picking him because he's the best player, but I think it's got to go to Paul Mullin. I think he was incredibly good up front, causing some problems, and he could have had probably a penalty or a free kick a couple of times in the first half. But yeah, his strength is a key part of his game, his finishing obviously as well, and just the involvement he has when we are attacking and creating chances. I think he's going to be an incredible player this season for us, like he has been for the past 2 seasons. But yeah, Paul Mullin, my man of the match, and to get that goal was, like I said before, the icing on the cake for Paul Mullin to top off a terrific performance from Super Paul Mullin. So yeah, I mean, all fairness to LA Galaxy DOS, who did obviously play really well in that first half, and they sort of just let it go in the second half. I mean, I wouldn't have expected them to be second off bottom in their league, but yeah, it just shows the standard of American football, or soccer as you want to call it. But yeah, it just shows how high that must be at the minute, especially for academy football. Obviously, it's known for obviously how good their NFL teams are, and just Americans in general produce some really good sporting youngsters. So yeah, it's good to see how well LA Galaxy DOS did play, and a huge shout out to everyone in attendance. I mean, was I expecting less? I'm not gonna lie, I didn't expect many to turn out, but the turnout there was absolutely incredible, and I'd say the majority of them were cheering for Wrexham. So yeah, I'd probably say there were about maybe 3,500–4,000 in attendance, which I mean is absolutely mind-blowing to see. I hope everyone enjoyed their day out, and I hope everyone enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure to drop a like. It is currently 5:45 in the morning in the UK. Don't know if I'm going to be able to get to bed after this, but my sleeping pattern is going to be absolutely ruined, but you've got to do it for the content. And yeah, I'm enjoying our first win in America. I'm going to enjoy it by editing this video and going to bed. If you enjoyed, like I said, make sure to drop a like, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and I'll see you in the next one. Up at the town.